what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave. Pour Haïti, paysan, c'est Dieu, c'est pour nous marcher, mais dans la mer, non mi-temps parfaite pour qu'être nous fait pour seulement en nous marcher, mais dans la mer pour Haïti, Kavin Pibel, en nous, mais tête ensemble pour Haïti, oh non, tous enceinte, yeah.
Wow, can we give it one more time? I know there's a big game coming for the World Cup. As you guys know, Haiti is going to the World Cup this year. I don't know where I'm going to petition, but I need you to be singing the national anthem at that game. Wow. Thank you so much, Miss Cassandra. Job well done. And right before you guys sit, we are going to pray together with our pastor, Dr. Adonette Medassier, who's going to lead us into prayer. And you guys, please remain sitting so we can start the right way with the right protocol. Thank you, Dr. Medassier. time, say amen. You guys may be seated. Thank you so much, Dr. Medacia. And as you are sitting, please give the person next to you a handshake. Say, it feels good to be here tonight. It feels great to be here tonight. It's a beautiful Sunday where this event has purpose. This event is going to change somebody's life tonight. It feels great to be here. And as you are coming in, we do welcome you. Welcome to this Mental Health Awareness Month. But ladies and gentlemen, I could not be by myself tonight because whenever there's a beautiful woman, what do we need when there's a beautiful woman? Hold up, let me hear it again. When there's a beautiful woman, what do we need? How does the man have to be? Somebody just said a man. What is the criteria of the man? I love all the answers. Somebody saying handsome, intelligent, smart. And there's one person that even added, the men have to be funny. Ladies, are your husbands funny? We are talking about mental health here. And yes, if your husband is funny, then you do have a mental health advocate in your home. But to bring up my co-host, I don't think he knows it yet. But this man, I can say, is a mental health advocate. Because what this man has been doing for years that we probably have taken for granted because we are just laughing, not knowing the importance of laughter. Every time you laugh, do you know how many years come off your face and your age? When you laugh, how many years come off? Somebody say 10. Somebody say, I want a whole 15 years gone from myself. When you laugh, a lot of years comes off. And this man has been making not only the Haitian community, but I can say the world in general laugh for decades and decades. Just because I say decades doesn't mean he's old now, okay? Doesn't mean he's old. But ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only #1 comedian in the world, as was for us, Toto. Say it with me, Bisha. Toto Bisha. You guys know this guy always has something up his sleeve. Where is Toto Bisha gonna come from? Is the ceiling gonna open? We don't know. But we know he always has something up his sleeve. He has been making us laugh for years. And talking about mental health, this is exactly what is needed. You need laughter. You need other stuff that you guys will hear, but laughter is one of the best things that you can have for mental health. Pas besoin de faire signal, non, c'est entré, oui, c'est entré, oui. One more time, little de no, li di balance loco. He want to hear his name a little bit louder, because he's been making us laugh for decades. So, with all the energies, we're going to say Bisha together, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Toto. Everybody together. Bisha. Mes amis, memunda. Hey! M'ta dit nous côté la sorti.
M'ta pas he.
Et pas lui non grape non mais.
Can do.
You see what I'm talking about? This is what a man is. He's eating and he offered me. Oh.
Koumanouye. Besoin plus énergie, femme de mais nous fait plap. Olé. N'a chauffé terrain. Bon. Jodia d'abord, c'est fête maman. D'abord n'a dit toute maman yo bonne fête. Et là, m'a pris importance maman yo. Mesdames, restez chita Jean nous oui. Messieurs, battement nous bien fort pour toutes mesdames qui dans la salle là, plap. Olé. On est qui accompagne avec madame Ayo, après battre plus fort, plap. Assoya pour jouer nos bagages.
Non, nek ki single yo bat fort oui. Nek ki single yo moi yo bat fort oui.
Non mais là on va jouer.
Ah, wap jwen. Non, boy ici a gen bagay.
Oui, il y
Yeah.
a un single woman qui est là, so, bonne chance à toutes les femmes et à tous les hommes. Vous comprenez? Et puis, je suis capable. Ça fait mal?
N'a souhaité next year tout que son moun ou pas maman, next year lovin là pour tout maman. So pensez.
Maman, des fois, il y a 9 mois, des fois, il y a 6 mois, tout, pas ouais?
Oui, Haïti nous connaît pas 10 mois tout.
Non, là, on dit 6 mois, c'est pas l'air. Où on c'est 9 mois? Là, 6 mois, ça compte pas, c'est qu'il faut faire bonheur comme ça. Pressé ou pressé?
Autant de bagaille, on dit pas qu'on passe à 6 mois. Mais il y a des gens qui veulent venir plus vite, vous comprenez?
Ah, on les appelle les vicieux du bonheur. Voilà. Bon, ça, on a un programme là, parce que tout le temps, on a mangé à la programme là, dehors. OK. Eh bien, mesdames et messieurs, je demande nous pour nous capables d'applaudir. Et docteur en nous, yon amis, yon famille, yon docteur, yon moun qui responsable, yon moun qui pense à nous-mêmes, si toujours dit à tout, ou qu'on qui date aujourd'hui en représenté pour le monde entier tout, hein? Hein? Ça veut dire que moun qui gagne un problème mental yo, jodi en ces jours qui n'a yo, sont jours que nous pensons à yo. Eh bien pour plus de détails, n'a pas pour nous applaudir docteur Renaud Jean-Louis.
The vision, the innovator, the mind behind all of this, Dr. Renaud Jean Lewis.
Thank you, thank you. I'm not going to be too long because I know we have a lot of in our program tonight, but I just want to tell each and every one of you, thank you very much for coming here tonight. It's a pleasure. Specifically, we're going to be talking about something that's very, very important in our community, which is mental health. And on the other hand, I want to make sure that I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there tonight. The main reason why I'm saying that, usually I don't celebrate Mother's Day, but I don't want to be selfish. And talking about mental health, I lost my mother in 2023. Because of her, I was able to know what mental health is all about. It's just to let you know, no matter who you are, mental health can knock at your door. So once you see a friend, a family, that stay quiet, please keep eyes on that person. Check on that person because you can save that person's life. Once again, thank you very much for each one of you. Without further ado, I'm gonna presenting you on one that make that program possible tonight. That's a sister. That's a mother. That's a friend. When I told her that I want to make that event together, she said, no, we're going to do it together. And I say, okay, we're going to do it together. So please, let's all stand up and applaud Dr. Marie-Paul Wilson, please.
Please, let's give a standing ovation like you guys are already doing. Because this is a woman that we all know her face. And you know why we all know her face? Because she's doing the work. She's always present. Thank you for honoring us with your presence, Dr. Woodson.
So much, Dr. Lovelace. Aban Kabe, Shita no, Shita. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I know this is about mental health, but you heard Dr. Lovelace say, you need to laugh, you need to smile, you need to be loud, right? All right. For those who do not know me, my name is Marie Woodson. Et me dit ça pour une raison, Gina Mouewi, pour nous connaître qui est-ce que nous gagnons dans Broward County, qui ont seul député dans Broward County, on seul haïtienne. Et me pas vle pour c'est moi-même seulement qui haïtienne, me vle dans chambre ça là, gon haïtien ou bien haïtienne qui vient député même avec moi dans l'état Floride là. So c'est ça qui fait make sure que nous connaissons ça très bien. Et I'm going to say that Dr. Renaud is a trooper. He's a man of his word. And he works so hard for the Haitian community. Dr. Renaud, all the credit goes to you. And where are you? Kotel. Ketal Kache? All the credit goes to you. I want you all to give him a round of applause for the vision that he had. Then he contacted me and asked me, can we work together to make this happen for our Haitian community? So I'm truly grateful and thankful because when I see the way you work, I knew your brother. I used to work with your brother in Miami-Dade County, but when I met you, I see that it's all in the family. All of you are very hardworking people. So I appreciate you as a brother, as a friend, and the entire community need to be grateful to have you in Broward County. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with Dr. Renaud, we have the lovely, Dr. Nimrod said up as well, because you also a force behind this entire operation. Between him and her, they really work. Even when I'm in Tallahassee, they call me. To tell you the truth, I was supposed to be in Tallahassee tonight. I just came home Friday night. Those two, they always call me. They are always working. So thank you so much for being such a hardworking woman to make this possible with Dr. Renaud. Thank you. All right. Now, I'm going to keep mine very short and sweet because there's so many people in the room that I know. But tonight, it's not about that. If you are in the room, yes, you are worthy of being here because it's all about mental health. It's all about keeping our community safe, keeping our community sound. Because if you have good mental health, you can survive. You can do whatever you want. So on behalf of all of us, we like to welcome you. But most of all, we want you to enjoy this night and leave with as much information as possible to go out there and be the best that you can be. But most of all, we need to include a component for the younger generation as well. Because our young generation needs what we're doing here tonight. So Dr. Nimrod and Dr. Renaud, we have a lot more work to do because our younger generation is crying for help. And I thank everybody else, and I need to thank the man who has been my biggest supporter, who is here with me, my husband, Robert Woodson, because without him, I wouldn't be able to do as much as I do, because without good support, you cannot do what you do. And if I don't acknowledge that one person who is a true brother to me, who is very supportive, is Dr. Claudie, Pastor Claudie, Dr. Claudie. Pastor Claudie, who's been a brother as well. I want to thank him. I'm not going to thank everybody because I know there are a lot of people, Gina, but Pastor Medassier, Dr. Medassier, what are the titles that you have? You a pastor, you're a doctor, you're an attorney as well. Him and his beautiful wife, Dr. Odad Medassier, I thank you so much for all that you do. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, I tell you, thank you, and the Haitian community is very lucky to have you. So without any further ado, I'm going to pass the mic. I'm here with you tonight. If you need to talk to me, you need any information, please feel free. I'm not a stranger, and I also have my staff in the back. Nadine, who brought the food just now. Nadine, who is here with me as well. Believe me, I don't do this work by myself. I have a whole village with me. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And together, we are going to make a dent in Broward County, really to eradicate mental health, but most of all, to make sure that we all live a fulfilled life in body and mind and spirit. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, you can go. You can go. We need you.
I can go?
No.
You cannot go. Ladies and gentlemen, remember what I said at the beginning? Why do we know this young lady's face? Because she does the work. She's there in the community. She's always present. She's not one who sits behind her desk. I know, because when I go to the event, there she is. With that said, we could not present you with a token of appreciation. From REMART Medical, we sincerely say thank you. Thank you for being an example. Thank you for showing the way. And thank you, most importantly, for always being there. We appreciate you. Thank you for the work that you do in our community. And thank you for always saying yes. Always saying yes. This is a big thing when you have an elected official who says yes. Because some will tell you to write letters, to write papers, meet my assistant, meet so-and-so. But Dr. Woodson, she says yes. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of REMART Medical, presented by Toto Bisha, a token of appreciation for the one and only our Mary Woodson. Thank you. Yeah, take a picture. Take a picture. You deserve way more. And I know husband is always in the audience, accompanying. Husband, can you please wave for me, please? I know we say whenever there's a beautiful woman, there's a great man standing right there. Husband, we also appreciate you. Thank you for being the backbone to our great elected official. Thank you.
Bon, vous avez remarqué, je suis tellement content de Jen, je ne même voulu servir avec le microphone qui n'a pas encore. Aye, thank you for sharing. Et bon, là, on a pas chauffé, please, pas vrai? Là, en même temps, là, nous descendons, pas vrai? Bon, côté bon gens haïtien dans racine, haïtien dans âme, moun qui remet du riz collé sauce poire. Bon gens légumes, côté moun qui remet griot, banane pesée. Eh ben, côté moun qui remet bon gens folklore, bon gens danse pays d'Haïti. Eh bien, Jennifer, Raleo.
Eh bien, nous connaissons REMART. We say it's not only mental health, but it's a celebration. Like nous te dit, mois de mai, c'est moi tout haïtien à la one bade. Mois de mai, c'est pour lier. So with that, we are bringing you something from home. Even though we're not in Haiti right now, but you're going to feel like you were in Haiti. Ladies and gentlemen, put your heads together for the folkloric dance group that is making way throughout South Florida, NLS Dance Troupe. Clap, 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 clap. Tout ça, nous pouvons clap, 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 clap. And make sure you learn from them too. Bichon, on va commencer par un petit bagage.
Même des bons noms.
On va commencer par un petit. Hey! Mes amis, too late, yo pas pour inscription, mais si on t'a pour inscription, m't'a dit plutôt tout mettre dans bagage là.
Non, on connaît danser.
On connaît danser?
Ah, bon. Bon. Bon, c'est moi qui
connais danse.
C'est moi qui entraîne.
Faut le faire nous un petit bagage, pas vrai? Faut le faire nous un petit aperçu, pas vrai? Hey! 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 Ah! Zogre moun pas douce, hein? Hey! 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 Il coupe ça sec.
Bagala gen bouquet là d'autres, oui, je boucle.
Non. Zogre moun pas prend tout le temps, me dit nous ça. Est-ce que nous do we have massage therapists in the house? Anybody massage therapist? Ben, you see massage therapist. S'il vous plaît, après ça, bah, Bisha, un petit massage pour moi. Go massage therapist in the house, Bisha, please.
Je viens tout à l'heure.
Tout à l'heure. And as our group dance, we are ready. One more time, put your hands together.
Yeah! Ololoy!
Wow, 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 wow. I know. This is Haiti, baby. That's how we do it. We have the rhythm, we have the move. Did anybody learn anything while they were dancing? Anybody learn some moves? All right, we won't put you to the test. Don't worry. You can practice that at home, okay? That was NLS Dance Troupe, Folklore and Dance Troupe. And it's so nice to see Miss Nancy Leger, who does so many classes, who's training everyone to be here tonight. So we are so grateful. And as you are coming in, we do want to say welcome, welcome. It is Mental Well Awareness Month, and we are welcoming you as you come for this moment. But we have a special person that we are going to call. She's from my alma mater, Nova Southeastern University. Anybody from Nova Southeastern University? One of the best schools in town. And she will talk to us about autism because we are here talking about mental health. And when I say mental health, when we laugh, we say we lose about 10 years, right? When we laugh, when we smile. What about when we dance? How many years do we lose when we dance? You guys want to stay young forever, right? So 20 years you guys want to give for when you dance. And when you laugh, you guys are saying 10 years. This is all part of the mental health awareness month, because as you are laughing, as you are dancing, whatever problem, whatever trauma that you are dealing with, for that moment, you are enjoying. And later on, as the panelists come, you guys will hear and learn some other way to help with mental health. But first, I want to welcome Dr. Amrita Singh, who's going to come and talk about autism. Autism is a problem in our community that many people now are bringing awareness about autism. So Dr. Amrita, are you ready? Please put your hands together for somebody from my alma mater, the Nova Southeastern University, Dr. Singh.
Hi, thank you. Hear me? Hi, good evening. I'm a psychologist. I work at Nova Southeastern University. I primarily work with little kids. We work with kids 18 months up to 7 years, and our focus is on early support, early identification of autism. Because as we know, the brain is always developing, and we want to support these kids as young as possible. So we provide developmental evaluations for children who maybe need some more support for language, play skills, their behavior, and our goal is just to help support the parents with connecting with services in the school and in the community. Autism affects 1 in 31 children, And the earlier we identify it, the earlier those kiddos can get support. So we are available at Nova Southeastern. We're funded by a grant, which means we can provide this evaluation at no cost. So please, please reach out if you ever have any concerns or questions. I'm there to answer any of those. Thank you, and have a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Singh. You guys have heard about autism, and I think now that we are bringing more awareness about it, parents can seek the help that they do need. So please, if you need anything, reach out to her. And this is all part of our Mental Health Awareness Month. Let me ask a question just to see. What do you guys do when you feel stressed and overwhelmed? What do you do to take care of yourself? Just shout it out. What do you do? Things, a spa day, just shout it out. Somebody's telling me travel. Oh my gosh, you have to have so much money to do that. Oh my God, travel. But give me something a little bit less crazy, something more basic. Journaling, worshiping, okay. You guys are all saying great things that contribute to taking care of your mental health. There is one stigma that we have out there. And I'm going to ask you the question. You guys say yes or no. I'm going to ask the question. You say yes or no. Talking about suicide increase the risk of suicide. Yes or no? Is this no? No debate about it. It's blank no. Thank you so much. Give yourself a round of applause for that. Because I know there is this misconception that, oh, the more you talk about it, the more it increases it. And this is why we are here tonight, because we are going to learn and break down the stigma. We have our keynote speaker. She's going to do it the most beautifully way because she is equipped for that. So this moment, if you have not gotten any appetizers, you can go right in the lobby. Appetizers is there for you, so please get appetizers before we get into our keynote speaker. I'm going to read her bio because she is somebody who is above presentation. Dr. Claudia Bonilla. Dr. Claudia Bonilla is an educator, author, and international speaker whose work explored the intersection of human connection, identity, and well-being in the age shaped by artificial intelligence, AI. So she's somebody you definitely need to hear because we are talking about AI here. She's using AI in her work, artificial intelligence. With over 2 decades of experience in higher education, she served as an associate dean of faculty at Miami-Dade College. Anybody from Miami-Dade College here? Where she leads initiatives that support both student success and human dimensional learning. She's also a professor at the University Notre Dame d'Haïti. Wow. Anybody from OCAP? Okay. Oh, teaching in the Masters of Science in Education program, where she engaged graduate students in leadership, governance, and reflective practice. Beyond academia, Dr. Bonilla delivers conferences and training all over the world. Dr. Bonilla holds a doctorate in education, and she is also an author of a successful book called Between Two Homes, a story of belonging and returning, where she explored terms and identity. A thoughtful and engaging speaker, Dr. Bonilla creates spaces for reflection and dialogue, inviting audience to consider how we take care of ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, please, without further ado, put your hands together for our keynote speaker for the night, Dr. Claudia Bonilla. With artificial intelligence. That's the other key word that you're going to hear tonight that she's incorporating in her work. Dr. Bonilla? Oh, she stepped out real quick. Okay. I know now that we live in a world where artificial intelligence is taking over. How do we feel about this? Good or bad? How do we feel about it? Good or bad? Somebody say in between. It's not a straight answer. We are in between. Bisha, m'gon question pour poko vin sou mwen comme ça. Non, pas poser pas nan avant Bisha. Comment sens-tu avec AI yo? Bagay AI qui de yo a, so penser.
Vai ayo.
Bagay AI là.
M'vin baka kon qui est qui moun réel, qui moun qui pas, qui moun qui démoun.
So, Jean-Bisha bon bagay la, gel elle va trop content AI là, non? Are you in between?
Non, AI là, on aime même parler dans kino là. AI là, son technologie qui a avancé. C'est même Jean Dakadou. AI là, c'est toujours là, oui. Nous pas les AI, peut-être nous terrer les AI. L'homme pour calculatrice, ou pas ouais, l'autre taper 2 plus 2, il est un bon résultat. Il va 4 là. Et pas qu'il va 4, 4 campés. Aïe, tonton Bicha! Alors, grand moun sauvage! Ah, il y a la femme chante musique, ça, soir. Oui, question d'abord pose au talon, Jennifer. Et n'a fait mental health là. Ça, c'est où, m'pas quand c'est où, qu'après, pour nous baisser, c'est moun yo. Having sex every day, day and night. Est-ce que somebody is helping or not? Vive fait bagaille. I say it.
Est-ce que nous répondons Tonton Bisha ou nous pas répondre? Nous répondons? What did you guys say? Yes or no?
Yes! On met compte, if you can. C'est vrai. Alors qu'on est mesdames, vous avez 4 ou bien 5 jours pas pour vous. Ah ben ok, continue à faire.
Oh my gosh. Tonton Bisha, like I said, you don't know it, but you have been a pillar in the mental health industry, especially for us Haitians. Parce que Tonton Bisha fait nous rire longtemps. Et chaque fois nous rire, combien l'âge nous dit nous retirer? 10 ans. So, si vous avez la soya, si vous entrez là à 40 ans, vous sorti à 30 ans, pas vrai? Vous sorti à 30 ans. So, jeune mounouye. But this is mental health. Like I was asking you guys before. How do you take care of yourself when you hear mental health? Because a lot of time we think we need to do like a big thing to take care of ourselves. But sometimes it simply lies in talking to someone. Talking to someone. No journey that you are going through, you need to go through it alone. You don't ever have to be alone in this life. If you are here, you don't ever have to be alone. Even if sometimes you might feel isolated. But remember, there's always somebody you can reach out to. Does anybody have that one friend that no matter what you tell that person, they would not judge you? Because having somebody to talk to is one thing, but we as a society, we have developed this horrible, I can say persona where we are so judgmental. We are so judgmental. And if there's one thing tonight I want you to leave with too, is stop being judgmental. When somebody's speaking, just listen. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. You just have to give them your ears. Sis, I'm here for you. Just talk. You don't have to judgmental. Oh, no. Sometimes just zip it and let them talk. Anybody have a bestie like that? You can just talk. If you don't have a bestie like that, if you don't have somebody like that, you can just talk to them. Find one. Tonight, don't just sit here and not mingle with somebody. If you're sitting next to someone, say, hey, what's your name? Can I have your number? What's your Instagram? What's your Facebook? All right? Find somebody, because everybody here tonight has the key to something that you are looking for. It's networking. So I'm giving you 1 minute. 1 minute, find somebody that you have never met. A brand new person. Talk to that person. 1 minute. DJ Nikki Mix, ready, set, go. You can get up and go talk to DJ, alright. Parce que moi, presque mettem dans show là, DJ. Nicky Mix ou mettre couper bagay là. Parce que I did not give the proper instruction. So I have to give instruction. If a man is sitting next to a woman, before you say hi to the man, you have to excuse yourself to the woman first. Parce que moi, gen moun ki gete kouri al sou monsieur, et moi, gon belle dame qui bon contre monsieur. You know, you have to introduce yourself to the woman first to make sure you're not in trouble, all right? Oh, let me say that in the mic. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have you stand up for that. Okay. I know when I came here, I was among the cream of the cream. Because when I saw she went to the young man sitting next to that beautiful lady, I said, oh my gosh, we're going to start something. But did you hear what she said? She said she went to the man to say, are you taking good care of her? All right? Give a clap for me. Can you stand up for me, please? Can you stand up? This is how you do it. She went to ask him, are you taking good care of her? And he said, yes, I am. And she said, well, that is good mental health. Oh, sister, you have one tonight for me, okay? Thank you so much, because when I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening here? So good job, good job. And remember tonight, we have a lot of raffles also going on tonight, because it's Haitian Mother's Day, so we have some surprises for a lot of the mothers here tonight. So tonight, there's also sharing bread. I think everybody has that card, sharing bread. If you do feel generous tonight, take it home or fill it right now. Make a donation for education. Education opens doors. If we were not educated, we could not have come here to put this event together to help you understand mental health. So education is key. If you do have it in your heart, please go ahead and give us a donation if you can, okay? Oh, a certificate for Dr. Rita Singh. Oh, nobody's going to leave here empty-handed. She spoke about autism. Did you guys like the presentation earlier today? REMART Medical want to present you with this token. We appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, so if you have it in your heart, go ahead and donate right before we hear from Dr. Bonilla. Are we ready for a keynote speaker? We are? All right, without further ado, we have read the bio. If there's one thing that you guys remember from the bio, what did we say? She's from? Oh my gosh. Okay, but she does something else that is super cool that we don't know how we feel about it. What does she do as well? AI. Dr. Bonilla, they have memorized your bio right now. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the beautiful, intelligent, and who's going to talk to us as well about AI intelligence, Dr. Bonilla.
Thank you so much. Right, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Yes, it's been a long day. All right, thank you very much, Dr. Renaud. For selecting me, for asking me, and it's a pleasure for me to be here. My name is Claudia Bonilla. I serve as the Associate Dean of Faculty at Miami-Dade College in Academic Affairs. And my colleague, Dr. Shimen Garrison, is here with me today. Thank you for coming. She's my cheerleader. And I also want to give a shout out for my good friend, Jocelyn Lecor, who came here today. She came actually before me to support me. Thank you, Jocelyn. She tried to get me ready on time. Thank you. All right, so let me start. Let me find my presentation. Okay, so my title is
really for Miami-Dade College. I'm a mathematician, and I also have a background in technology, but I embraced AI when it came in. So that's why when you hear Claudia Bonilla, I'm AI human-centered and all that, but mostly I'm a storyteller. So I'm gonna tell you my story, and those of my mentees and my family members. So I'm currently writing a book, the title, Between Two Homes, Stories of Belonging and Returns. This book explores migration, identity and memory, and the search for belonging. Through personal stories and reflection, I examine what it means to build a life between culture while continually asking where home truly resides. As Haitians, we have so much to celebrate. We are proud of our national soccer team as it continues to compete on the world stage and inspired young people throughout the diaspora. Their dedication reminds us of resilience, discipline, and collective effort that can make us overcome many obstacles. I also would like to acknowledge Representative Dr. Woodson. She actually, it's like you read my speech, talking about young Haitian immigrants here and their mental health. And this is what I'm gonna be talking about. So several years ago, more than a decade ago, I completed my doctorate dissertation on the experience of Haitian students in higher education. I wanted to find out what are the challenges that our Haitian students, when they come to the United States, what prevents them from being successful in university, in college, in higher education in general. So I did a qualitative study where I explored I did a deep down on what are the challenges so we can find solutions to help them succeed in university. So, but what I discovered was far beyond academic, what I was studying for my dissertation. I also had the privilege of mentoring dozens of young men and women throughout my career. I have watched many of them grow into successful professionals, entrepreneurs, educators, healthcare workers, and executives. From the outside, many appear to have achieved every measure of success. Yet, in conversation years later, I discovered that professional success does not always erase question of identity and belonging. For some, the pain of living between two worlds never completely disappears. A person can become a senior executive and they still wonder where they fit. They can be admired by everyone around them and still feel misunderstood. They can be successful and still struggle emotionally. So one conversation with my niece while I was working on my dissertation stayed with me. She explained that her struggles were not always understood. She spoke enough Creole to communicate with my mom, with grandma, to ask about her legumes and du riz sauce pois and her griot and all that. But she did not have enough Creole to completely have a conversation with somebody who's not speaking English. Yet, but she doesn't feel that she had enough from the African American culture to be identified as Black American as well. So like many second generation American, she was living between two worlds. Some never visited Haiti, yet they carry the expectation, tradition, and cultural memories of Haiti. At the same time, they are trying to navigate American society and create identity of their own. Many immigrant parents, I'm also guilty of it, often with the best intention, compare their struggle to those of their children. They start, when I was in Haiti, look at those opportunities. You should feel grateful. Now you have a room of your own. I used to be living with my sisters in a one-bedroom apartment in New York. And all this, these stories are true, but the sacrifices are also real. So we keep asking them about being grateful, but gratitude and struggle can exist at the same time. A young person can appreciate their parent's sacrifice and still experience anxiety. They can have opportunities and also still feel isolated. So many children of Haitian families grow up with parents working multiple jobs. Some are raised by a single parent doing everything possible to provide a good life to them. As a result, there is little time for sport, for activities, for mentoring, or simply meaningful conversation, because sometimes when they come home at night, they're really too tired to have conversation with their children. These young people, they carry emotional burdens that are difficult to identify. They may feel sadness, but not recognize depression. They may feel constant worry, but not recognize anxiety. They may feel disconnected, but they don't understand that they are struggling with identity and belonging. And because therapy is not really discussed in our families, it does not open the door for that type of conversation with our children. We learned this lesson personally. A couple years ago, when my mother passed away, I was dealing with grief. I did not understand really what I was facing. So my son asked me, "Mom, do you want to go to therapy?" And I'm like, "Child, no, ça c'est pour mon blanc." So I was like crying between sentences, and I would go to the bathroom because I really did not understand what I was going through. Some people who lost their parent tell me different people grieve different ways, but it's okay, all that. A year later, I was not at a good place. So he said, "Mom, I'm going to pay for therapy for you because I realized that that's why you don't want to go to therapy." So I said, "No, I don't have time in the afternoon to drive to wherever it is." He said, "Mom, it's in Zoom." I'm like, "Okay." So I don't have any excuse. So my first session, I sat with the man. He was looking at me. I was looking at him. And he said, "Why are you here?" After 10 minutes, and I said, "My son forced me to be here." So we had a conversation where I was very close, but like 5 sessions later, and I was telling Jocelyn, my friend, the question that he asked me, a professional, nobody ever asked me that question. And he said, "Where do you identify joy? What makes you happy?" And I'm like, "What type of question is that? Nobody ever asked me that." But he said, "You don't have to give me an answer. You can come back and give me that answer." So, and later, and I told him, I identify my joy when 20 minutes before the plane landed to Haiti, and the flight attendant said, and the pilot said, "Flight attendant, prepare for landing." And I said, that is my joy. And my mom is no longer in Haiti, so I don't have that joy. And he said, then we're going to have to work through that joy. So you're going to have to find another place where I find it. And I never realized until I spoke to him, since my mom passed away, I never identified what that joy was. So that was an opportunity for me to connect. And I realized some of the children, they do not have that opportunity. So they're waiting for us to listen to them, because that feeling of belonging, feeling isolated, they don't know how to describe it. I have the opportunity to speak to my niece and understand what that second-generation immigrant is going through. When I sit with the student at Miami-Dade College, and I listen to them, and sometimes I give them one advice: go to your mom and ask for that financial aid paper. And then they say, I can't have that conversation with my mom. Not only that she's not here, but when she's here, and she said, "Petit al koto shita." So, as I'm concluding here, I'm advocating for those kids. I am with them. I have my niece, my son, the same age, the second-generation immigrant, who are dealing with feeling of identity and belonging. So what I'm asking is that you pay attention for them, and you find those resources that they need so they can find the answers that they want. And they might not have it right away. And my children and my mentees, they do not have the answer, but they are grateful that together that we can look for it. So that's my advice to you. I know you're going to be listening to the panelists, providing you resources for yourself, for your members of your family, but what I'm asking you is to pay attention to that second generation Haitian children. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bonilla. Don't leave yet. They have a token of appreciation for you to say thank you for all that you do in your work spectrum. And we appreciate and value you. On behalf of REMART Medical Center, we thank you for your dedication.
Thank her for what she does in the community for us, especially our second generation. And who I am right now. And
Jocelyn and Dr. Garrison.
All right, join her for pictures. Yes, our state representative, please join. Thank you so much again, Dr. Bonilla. This is mental health. And one thing she said as she was speaking, a lot of people mentioned that after the loss of a loved one, they experience mental health. I know me growing up back in Haiti, whenever we hear mental health, qui ça nous dit? Oh, munta someone fou, right? We always blame mental health on something else. Moun na fou, ou bien c'est job k'ap fait ça. How could we forget about the job? We cannot forget about the job. Let me bring the job back. All right? We say everything but addressing the real problem. Did you guys know that 1 in 5 people experience mental health in a year? So if you look in your row, after every 5 persons, 1 of you guys will experience mental health. It is facts. It's not stigma. It is facts. Because mental health is a spectrum. Dr. Reno says when his mother passed, he struggled with mental health because that was a grief that he was experiencing. When we talk about spectrum, it doesn't have to be something like, oh, you have to take medication right away. It can be grieving for the loss of someone. Or it can come to the fact that you do need to take medication. And that is okay because you are taking care of yourself. So tonight, we're going to hear from the panelists. That's going to help us break the stigma. Est-ce que là nous t'entendons on dit mental health, n'a dit moun nan fou? Est-ce que là nous t'entendons on dit mental health, n'a dit c'est job? No, we are going to the root cause of the problem. So we are going to bring our panelists. It is a great group of qualified, educated, who went above and beyond. They could have just worked at home and on their job, that's it. But they say they want to give back to the community. So please appreciate them as they come forward. We have Dr. Tanya Guerrier, better known as the mental health dealer. Dr. Tanya Guerrier, the mental health dealer, please take your stage. We have Dr. Cordia John from Comprehensive Care Advantage. Dr. Cordia. Those are people that are not only doing their jobs, but they're also pouring back into the community. We have Dr. Paulin Gautras, MD, from Primary Care Medicine. Thank you so much for taking the time on a Sunday out of your busy schedule to be here with us for this. We have Dr. Judith Oriental Pierre, medical doctor, medical director of Roxy Bolton Rape Treatment Center. Wow. All right, this is a big one there, a rape treatment center. And then we have Sheena Cooper, LCSW, Prospect Institute, LLC. Dr. Sheena Cooper. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, you guys will also have a little time to ask questions, but we are going to decorticate. Ensemble, what is mental health? What do we do to improve our mental health? And why is suicide rate so high? We're not even talking about just suicide now anymore. You're talking about somebody taking the life of their spouse, then themselves. We are talking about big subject that is ravaging our community. So please pay close attention as we are going to hand it over to our panelists for tonight. Dr. Tanya, I'm going to start with you as a moderator. DJ Nikki Mix, we need one more mic, and then we're going to introduce our beautiful moderator. Miss Fabiola is going to be the tough one to ask the question, and also we'll open for the audience for questions as well.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. M'pap danse folklore, m'pa tonton Bichat, but for salat palavem. Mental health is something special in our community. It's, and I applaud all my professionals in that aspect because in our community, the Haitian community, it's still a taboo. And Dr. Werner REMART and so many beautiful people that take the time today to do this for us in our community. It's important for us to applaud them. Can we have a round of applause, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all the beautiful mothers in this room, nous connaissons Haitian Mother's Day, nous gagnons un token, nous gagnons bonus, nous fêtons 2 fois. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining us for this important conversation on domestic violence, sexual assault, mental health. These issues affect individuals, families, and entire communities, not just Haitians, communities. And today we have the privilege of hearing from an outstanding panel of professionals who dedicated their time, their career to healing, advocacy, and education and empowerment. Each of our panelists brings a wealth of knowledge, compassion, real-world experience that will help us better understand these critical topics and identify ways we can support one another and strengthen our communities. Please welcome our first panelist, Ms. Sheena Cooper. There's another reason to applaud this woman. She's also a veteran. Thank you for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Our first question, first topic with Ms. Sheena Cooper is, why do many survivors in abusive relationships and still stay in abusive relationships? And how can communities respond without judgment?
Mic check. Okay. So when it comes to domestic violence or domestic abuse, it's very good. Switch.
Okay.
To okay. When it comes to domestic violence and domestic abuse, I think it's very complex. A lot of people seem to think that it's very simple. Sometimes when I know for myself, I see in my practice age 14 and older. And when you ask questions as far as like home life, how is everything going? It could just be a simple question. People tend to tense up, right? Because for one, I think it's the shame that's attached to it. It's also the guilt that's attached to domestic abuse and domestic violence, right? And then when you couple that with children, for instance, you're married, your faith is involved, you know, I know we have a lot of Christians in here, correct?
Yes, we do.
We have a lot of religious individuals in here, correct? And that's okay, right? Because when we when we make that commitment to each other, the plan is to, you know, be together, right, forever, right? We made this oath and this promise in front of God, right? So sometimes when it comes to being abused, like I mentioned earlier, it's that shame that's attached to it because you expect to go into a marriage and stay there, you know, forever, right? But it's okay to, especially when it comes to therapy, to seek that guidance as far as when should you leave, right? And in therapy, we never ask that question, right? Because clients are ambivalent about leaving, and that's okay. So when it comes to that, I think it's important that we process what's taking place together and try to remove that shame and remove that guilt.
Wonderful. Any question? Anybody have a question for Ms. Cooper? No. Okay. How can healthcare providers, faith leaders, since we're talking about wow. Now the view is better. Thank you again. We're just talking about faith-based leaders, and all the respect to the pastor, I respect you, but sometimes we have to tell them, go see your mental health provider. Et pas diable kap manjo. So, nous disons bon Dieu merci que, yes, nous disons bon Dieu merci que, en créole, m'a dit pour nous toutes là comprendre dans la langue maman nous. Nous disons bon Dieu merci que non seulement nous gagnons la foi, mais nous also gagnons moun sa yo qui là pour supporter et aider nous dans mental health. Our next question to you, Ms. Cooper. As a licensed professional social worker, how can healthcare providers, faith leaders, and community organizations who can work together to support survivors of domestic violence?
Okay, so I'm a woman of many jobs, okay? So I also work in healthcare along Dr. Pierre. So I think when it comes to like healthcare providers, for example, I work in the emergency room, right? So when we are consulted, when social work is consulted as far as like domestic violence goes, the most important thing for us to do is to speak to the patient one-on-one, right? Just to make sure that they have that privacy and that they're able to fully express themselves and what has been taking place. From my experience working in the ER, I used to work overnight, and most of the DV clients came in overnight, and they had to be discharged before their partner woke up, right? So in the midst of speaking to those particular patients, for me as a social worker in the emergency room, my goal was to create a safety plan with that particular patient, if that's something that they wanted to do, right? So kind of like give them all of those resources, and not necessarily paper resources, right? It's kind of like take a picture of this resource, put it in your phone, put it in your hidden folder on your phone. That way, when you're ready to leave, you have those resources. And something that we also used to tell patients is to have an emergency bag prepared if you can, and leave that bag with someone that you trust. So again, when the time comes, you're able to leave the situation and leave the situation safely. So that's the healthcare realm. And when it comes to like the religious side of it, right? We often like to encourage the client to speak with your pastor, speak with someone in the church. If you're a part of like the women's ministry, speak to someone in the women's ministry. Let them know what's going on. I'm not saying that you have to tell everyone, you know, your business, because again, there's that shame that's attached to it. But find that trusted person that you can go to, so that when the time is right, you'll have that support.
Wonderful. No, I love all the answers. Any question for Ms. Cooper? Or any comment? What is it? Okay. The question is, how can so many people that have been abused, they had a chance to escape, but had returned to that same environment to stay?
That's a very good question, because that happens often. And the thing with domestic violence is that it's kind of like, it is a pattern of traumatic experiences that you go through. So in your brain, that becomes normal. That's something that you're used to, right? That's your everyday life. And sometimes when you leave that situation, because you're so used to that pattern of behavior, you kind of gravitate towards it. But it's not the victim's fault, right? It's never the victim's fault. Once you leave, it takes a lot, which is why I mentioned having a support system, someone that you trust, because you're going to need that support. Because at that stage, once you do leave, then the real work starts, right? So it's time for you to start like renewing your mind, right? It's time to start creating positive patterns and positive things that you enjoy in order for you to move forward. But it's not easy. I won't sit up here and say that it's ever easy to leave what you're used to, but it's possible. I think that's a great term. I don't know the official term, but it sounds like you're right on track. It's just a pattern of behaviors that's kind of hard to break away from.
Only take one more question, and that.
When I receive consult, when I receive a consult, I go and talk to that patient. 90% of the time, they don't understand if they are in an abusive relationship. How do you make them understand that there's a special phrase to use in order to make them understand that's what they're in? Because our mental health doesn't allow us, some of us, to understand.
The reason for that is that we need to first start at a young age on what healthy relationships are. And growing up in a Haitian household, we know l'école, l'église, la caille, right? But we need to teach our children what healthy relationship. If I say penis, everybody, there's a taboo. We shouldn't be talking about that. When we say vagina, we shouldn't be talking about that. The reason why they don't know is because they don't know what a healthy relationship is.
I'm so sorry. We're going to take the questions at the end so we can continue with our panelists, okay? You'll be my next. Dr. Judith Oriental Pierre. Dr. Judith is an emergency medicine physician at Jackson Memorial Hospital, and serves as a medical director at Roxy Bolton Rape Treatment Center. Throughout her distinguished career, she has been a tireless advocate for survivors of sexual violence, domestic violence, and human trafficking. Her work extends far beyond emergency medicine. She has dedicated herself to ensuring that survivors receive compassionate, comprehensive, and trauma-informed care while helping communities better understand the importance of prevention, support, and healing. Please, again, help me welcome Ms. Judith. Ms. Judith, my question to you, how do rape treatment centers help support both the physical and the emotional recovery of the survivors?
So at Roxy Bolton Rape Treatment Center, we're not only there for when a victim comes in after an assault. What we try to do is prevention work. I have my community educator here, Louisney, and she works tirelessly throughout the community to ensure people are educated on what healthy relationships are, what sexual assault are. We're seeing children 12 years and younger, and it's a trend because we don't understand what sexual assault is. So when a victim comes in, we're not only focused on the medical treatment, it's a comprehensive and victim-centered care. We're looking at the medical aspect. If the victim wants and chooses to have a forensic exam, we're able to provide that. Then we discuss the sexual transmitted infection risks and provide them medication. We also talk about the pregnancy aspect of this to prevent unwanted pregnancy. And then the goal is when a victim comes in, they are also greeted by a victim advocate. And in our center, we have social workers to help with the emotional process of their trauma. So it's a comprehensive, it's not just medical, but it's the comprehensive so that a survivor really truly believe that they're a survivor after an assault.
How can family members and friends best support someone who has experienced sexual violence? We know sometimes we have to hush that in our community.
Similar to what I was saying before, is that we need to start to have these conversations at a young age. I have my 6-year-old, and we started having this conversation at 3 years old because I'm awoken in the middle of the night and hearing a 5-year-old has been assaulted, a 7, a 10-year-old, and we're not having that conversation. I remember growing up in our Haitian household, the only conversation is that not to get pregnant. We wait until we get married to have sex. And unfortunately, our children are going to school, they're having activities, and about 60% of sexual assault happens at home. And if we're not having that conversation, they're unaware of what's going on. So how we are better to help these victims not become a victim is by education, having those tough conversations at home. I know it's hard. You don't want to. You believe, just like you said, the moderator said, the host said earlier, if we talk about suicide, maybe there's an increase in suicide, but that is not the fact. If we talk about sexual activities, that's not going to increase the risk of your child having sexual interactions. We need to educate them so that when someone approaches them and starts to teach them about their body parts, they know what's true and what's false.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pour me dire ça en créole encore, li pas un mauvais bagay pour nous dire avec petit nous très jeunes, parce que li important pour nous faire ça. À petit nous très jeunes, qui sac vagin, qui sac sexe, qui sac bad touch. So thank you, thank you, thank you for telling us. Our last question. Why is it important for survivors to seek medical care even if this assault did not cause any visible injuries?
Great question. When I go to testify in court, that's one of the defense. Oh, okay, switch. Hello? You able to hear me? Okay. So when I go and testify in court, the defense usually use that. Well, there wasn't any injuries. Well, our bodies are different, okay? The reason why you need to seek medical care, there are hidden injuries that you may not see in your eyes, okay? It's not visible in your eyes. And because of the different types of assault, there's sometimes strangulation, which increases your risk of a stroke, okay? You need to seek medical care to prevent that. So, and then you want to seek medical care to prevent infection, unwanted pregnancy, okay? And we tend to believe that mental health is separate from medical. No, it is together, okay? Mental health is together. So when someone comes in, we give them the resources so that they can start to seek therapy. Okay, some people, some of the victims, they go in, they're scared, they're crying, some are calm, some are able to go back to work, okay? And some just struggles for months and years. But how a victim responds to trauma is unique to themselves and is valid.
A round of applause for our Dr. Judith, straight to the point. Thank you very much. Dr. Pauline Gautrace, MD. Dr. Gautrace is a family medicine physician committed to providing comprehensive patient-centered care. As a primary care physician, he understands that mental health is just as important as physical health and recognizes that critical role early prevention plays an improving outcomes for individuals and families. Through his work, he helps patients identify health concerns early, reduce stigma around mental illness, and connect individuals with the resources they need to thrive. Please help me welcome Dr. Pauline. Dr. Pauline. Thank you. Dr. Pauline, our first question to you. How can family physicians help reduce the stigma surrounding mental illness?
Hello, hello, everyone. Very happy to see you guys, and I see you guys look beautiful and excited to hear about mental health, so that's exciting. And we know that mental health is a taboo in our community, and seeing a room full of people just to have conversation around mental health make me happy to see that, and we're hoping every year we'll get more and more people involved, so that way we can spread the news in the community. So, like she mentioned, I'm a primary care physician, and a lot of time, before the patient gets to mental health specialists, they usually come to our door first, and usually we are the one to identify it and to refer out, or to even point out to the patient that this is what's happening, because a lot of time the sign that comes, they come very indirect. The person may think that, I'm just tired, or I cannot sleep, or I used to enjoy this, I don't enjoy it anymore. All those things come, but they don't really realize that's what's happening as far as like them going into depression or anxiety. And when they come, usually the patient not going to come to a primary care physician most of the time to just say, hey doc, I'm depressed, because a lot of times they don't realize that. But as I talk to them, and they mention, like, I used to enjoy golfing, I used to enjoy playing soccer, I'm not doing that anymore. Or now my sleep, I used to sleep 8 hours, now I'm sleeping 4 hours, I keep waking up, it's kind of hard to fall asleep, hard to stay asleep. And I used to hang out with my friends, now I don't have that desire anymore. So all those can be signs that are coming that can tell you that somebody is going through a mental health issue. And my job as a family physician is to not only helping them to identify those signs, but also to normalize it, so they understand that just like they can come to me to talk about their diabetes or their blood pressure, and mental health issue is also, like the doctor just mentioned earlier, is also a medical issue. So it's nothing separate as far as for us as a community thinking that mental health is completely different. It's just like if you have diabetes, it's just like your sugar in the blood is just too much. For example, I'll just say it very basic for everybody to understand. Just like if your blood pressure is high, your blood pressure is high, it's the same for mental health, that is a chemical imbalance in the brain. So for people to understand that something that is happening in your brain that causes you to feel the way you feel, to make them understand that it's nothing different from their other medical problem, and to normalize it, and for them to understand that it's common. Many people experience that, like the speaker was saying earlier, and 1 out of 5 people will experience that. And it's very common, so for them to understand they're not the only one going through that situation, there are other people going through the same thing as well, to let them open up. Because once they come, as a primary care physician, I'm not judging. I sit and listen to them, and be able to help them understand the signs. They're more open to tell me more, and that way I can help them to navigate what's going on and to take them to the appropriate healthcare provider. So really quick, I just want to say that in Creole, because I know a lot of people are watching online, and we have a big Creole-speaking audience, and we know that we have a lot of Haitians that just came to the U.S. not too long ago, and English is not their best, so I just want to quickly answer that in Creole as well. So, ça nous a dit c'est que on a parlé de mental health. On a parlé de cette série de situations qui a présenté qu'en pile fois dans la communauté, nous considérons comme des tabous, que nous ne pouvons pas parler de lui. Parce que nous pensons, si nous disons que nous sentons nous subi dépression, nous pensons que nous avons jugé nous, ou bien pensons nous fous. Ce n'est pas ça du tout. Et nous voulons que les patients que nous rencontrons, que nous capable comprendre que c'est une condition, même genre avec hypertension, sucre ou bien problème cholestérol, que pour pas ouvert parler avec professionnels qu'ils ont rencontrés, lorsque yo un problème parce qu'en pile fois ça présente c'est que c'est signe présenté d'abord qui mon capable comprendre ou bien doit arrêter comme ça quand on pas dormir ou bien ou t'es qu'on sortir avec amis ou pas envie sortir encore ou bien ou après tout perdu ou sans tout tired tout le temps tout ça c'est des signes qui a présenté qui veut dire que peut-être on pourrait aller dans la dépression ou bien n'importe quoi fait que sauter tout ça c'est des signes. So, laissez représenter, il faut que nous ouvrions avec tant que docteur primaire, nous, lorsque nous sommes docteur, nous, pour nous capables de dire mais comment nous sentons, nous, laissez pour capable aider nous, pour nous jouer un approprié traitement.
En bon créole, je vais dire que j'ai 4 questions pour docteur Gauchis. Il répond toutes pour moi, mais je vais faire répétition quand même, ok? Ça trouvé que j'ai passion dans le travail. So, on a demandé vous voulez me continuer en créole parce que moi, je suis créole là, tout, oui. Let it flow. OK, comme family physician, comme docteur primaire, qui gens ou même, ou dit que mon yo vinn côté ou yo dit yo pas ka dormir, yo pas ka reconnaître signe ça yo même. Mais ou même parce que haïtien gen tendance à bon gen maman personnellement avant me voir le docteur m'écrit bagay yo parce que quand arrivé devant docteur oublier ça t'a dire. So, me voulais demander ou même sans que mon n'a pas dit rien qui genre que ou même ou reconnaître signe ça yo qui approche ou gagnant parce que haïtien pas ta m'ont dit m'ba so depressed ça ou bien frère so qui genre ou même ou reconnaître signe ça yo qui approche ou gagnant pour dire yo ça.
So, personnellement, moi, make sure que personne est très confortable avec moi. Et les moi, nous parlons souvent et parfois nous baillons des blagues, demander des familles, demander comment ils et en pile fois si mon sont qui est toujours l'elvini, très jovial et puis moi mon petit genre plus silence ou bien plus réservé que normal que généralement toujours demander et moi remarqué qu'il y a quelques petits changements qui fait dans la façon d'approcher, façon de parler, ou bien façon que vous parlez avec la clinique, est-ce que tout est en forme là? Est-ce que vous sentez tout en forme, tant que mentalement, physiquement et tout ça? Pour me faire tant de réponses, si mon peut-être on est réticent, il va avoir une réponse que tu me dis peut-être abstenant, je toujours demander généralement comment dormir, est-ce que vous dormez bien, est-ce que vous mangez bien, est-ce que tant que et puis une clé que nous fait généralement c'est chaque visite nous toujours fait ça nous un questionnaire qui est en PHQ9, c'est des questions que nous posons patients pour nous connaître OK, est-ce que tant que dans les dernières 2 semaines que vous passez là est-ce que vous sentez que vous perdez tant que comment dire ça like you lost interest in things that you enjoy. Donc, si vous perdez intérêt dans l'activité côté mais avant, l'activité qu'on enjoy, pas vraiment enjoy encore. Et dans les dernières 2 semaines qui se passent là, est-ce que vous sentez ou ça nous confronte des dépressions ou bien down? Même question, la question de est-ce que tant coup ou dans le monde qui est parler avec eux souvent, est-ce qu'on pas vraiment parler avec eux dans un moment ça? Donc, j'ai des petites questions ça pour me donner une réponse et de là, nous sommes capables de dive deeper et tout cas pour nous avoir une réponse qu'on a cherché, pour nous connaître ça qui passe à mon.
Un grand merci à Dr. Paulin, c'est très bien dit. Pour nous continuer à Dr. Tania Guerrier-Castor. Round of applause. M'a fait lever camper dans ces 4 campés pour nous attendre des restes paroles, OK? So, nous dit Dr. Tania. Dr. Guerrier Castor is a doctor of nursing practice and board certified psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, dedicated to helping individuals achieve emotional wellness and improve the quality of life. She is passionate about mental health education and work tirelessly to reduce stigma surrounding mental illness, particularly within underserved and minority communities. Through her clinical work, advocacy, and community engagement, she empowers individuals to prioritize their mental well-being and seek the support they deserve. Please, again, welcome Dr. Tanya. My first question for you, Dr. Tanya. What are some cultural and historical factors that influence how mental health is perceived within the Black community?
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you, REMART Medical, for hosting this amazing event. We definitely need these conversations. That question is a great question. So a lot of the stigmas, it's a lot of the barriers that we struggle with as myself and my colleagues as a mental health professional in the Black community in particular is stigmas, a lot of unresolved traumas and cultural beliefs. Oftentimes, because of their resilience, it oftentimes hinders them from reaching out for help because they're so used to overcoming. When you think about history where, you know, from slavery and we've overcome so much, when you think about Haiti, who was freed in 1804, that was a very, very long time ago, they're so used to overcoming trauma, overcoming problems, coming here to the United States with no papers, and making things happen. Even for those who are not just Haitians or Caribbeans, but just Blacks in general who are underserved, who don't have the access to certain things such as insurance, proper medical care, they figured, why not do it by myself? Oftentimes, too, they don't want the label associated to it. So they don't want to be labeled as crazy, because that's what you hear, and I have to do a lot of corrections when I speak to individuals about mental illnesses. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're crazy. It simply means that you either have a chemical imbalance or there's something that's going on in your life that has caused a shift. Everything that, as far as mental illnesses, everything is not necessarily permanent. There are things that you go through temporarily, such as grief. When you lose a family member, you go through grief. Grief doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be permanent. Sometimes there are people who have complicated grief that extends a certain period of time. But even with that, you don't necessarily have to have a label associated with you. And I feel that that's the issue that we have in our community, is that they're afraid of the labels. One thing that I've done as a mental health professional is I don't necessarily put a label on it, and I explain that to them very early on. Even if you present to me with depression and it's your first time and you've never been diagnosed or if you've never seen a mental health professional, then I simply document it as either an unspecified mood disorder or an adjustment disorder, because it could simply be an adjustment disorder. When you're thinking about people who recently just came here from Haiti on the Biden program, I know it's another name, but obviously everybody calls it the Biden program. It's a huge adjustment. They have to adjust to a culture, to our norms, to our laws, to our rules, and then of course with the ICE situation, these people are constantly in a fight or flight state. So when they come, when I see clients like that, I'm oftentimes saying, listen, I'm not going to label you as a depressed person. It's just a situation that you're going through. Now, are there genetic factors that predisposes you to anxiety, depression, and other mental illnesses? Absolutely. So, and I'll translate in Creole too. En pile fois, grand pile monde qui pas chercher chercher solution pour santé mentale yo, parce que yo pas vle comme si pour monde di yo fou, yo pas vle pour monde l'église tande, yo pas vle pour monde la famille entende pour yo di oui, monde nan médicament parce que tête li chaud. So peut-être rumeur ça yo vle protéger tête yo vle protéger non yo, surtout là n'a parler des haïtiens. Haïtien c'est on culture qui fier des non yo. C'est un tel, c'est la famille guerrier, c'est la famille tel bagaille. So réputation en pile fois c'est ça qui kembe yo, yo plutôt souffrir en silence tant pour y aller chercher aide. C'est juste les bagaille arriver long moment côté soit mon al prend prison bien le bâton moun ou bien le tuer moun, là yo dit oh my gosh, me songe oui, un tel t'a souffrir, un tel te qu'on a juré, un tel te qu'on fâché en pile, mais nous pas jamais penser que le te arrivé là. So nous pas obligé parce que en 2026 nous pas obligé serrer bagaille ça yo. Et nous toujours dit client, ou pas obligé discuter problème avec famille, avec amis, ou juste monter sur internet et pour chercher un monde comme si qui qualifié qui peut aider.
Très bien, très bien, très bien. Ah. So, Dr. Boni a se dit le tout, ou gen telehealth, ou pas même besoin de quitter la caillou, ou qu'à juste monter ou cliquer, clic, et vous joindre Dr. Tanya Guerrier pour recevoir, pour t'aider plein tout. So, Dr. Tanya, what role can churches, schools, and other community organizations play in promoting mental wellness in the Black community? What can they do better?
So I think REMART Medical just set the example here. Do more of these, right? Host more of these events. It's so important because it's not about me, it's not about Dr. Leno, it's not about Dr. Cordia, it's not about anybody up here. It's about our community. It's about the services that we're providing. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter if you remembered what I look like or if you say hi to me when you see me again, that doesn't matter to me. But if you took something that one of us said here and it helped you save yourself or a family member, then we've done our jobs. So for churches, I'm always having this discussion, and I think I've kind of penetrated through some spiritual leaders, pastors, which I'm excited about. I see that they're having more and more of these conversations. I was a speaker a few weeks ago at a women's ministry, and the next week I'm speaking at a church, at a conference. So when they called me and invited me, I was extremely excited because I said, you know what, something is happening. Because when we think about Sundays or Saturdays, whatever days you go to church, they host huge groups of people. So when you have their attention because you're speaking of the word, and I'm a believer myself, so I believe, in God, I believe in Jesus Christ, our Savior. However, it's like, although we're doing Bible study, but what else are we doing? Because we can't just pray everything away. We just can't. My colleague next to me said, you gotta treat mental illness like you do diabetes, high blood pressure. I'm always using that example. So when he said that, I was so excited when he said it, because we can't isolate or eliminate mental illness as a plague. We can't treat it like it's something that's so shameful. We're accepting to HIV and AIDS nowadays in 2026, but we're still not accepting mental illness. It's like when you think about it, you sit there and you think, it's like, wait, where's the disconnect? So I always challenge the leaders, the pastors, the spiritual leaders, the community leaders to, since you have the access, you have the attention of the people. So when you're doing Bible study, at the last 30 minutes, or maybe in between, before everybody sneaks out, take the time, stop, and talk about it. Open the mic. Have an invitation. One of the suggestions I made for the men in the church, have a separate men's thing where you guys talk about the struggles. Have a separate women's thing, because you may not want to talk about the things that you're experiencing in front of your counterpart or in front of the opposite sex. Because as men and women, we do have different problems. Some of them are the same, but some of them are significantly different. Our challenges are different. So I would say continue to have events like this. Et pour mon capitaine de yo en créole, continuez, pasteur. Moi, je suis content que pasteur Grégory, ça fait 2 semaines depuis qu'il fait un grand bagage, qui me content en pile, parce que moi, j'ai invité plusieurs monde et puis REMART est là, so mon n'a pas prendre de santé mentale ou bien maladie mentale, parce que dépression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bagay ça l'on entend de c'est poudre ou bien c'est magie ou bien c'est bagay racial, c'est loi, on entend toute qualité bagay. Mais réalité c'est que moun nan doit c'est juste malade. Mené moun nan alway un docteur, bon si docteur pas arranger li prend médicament là, li gen doit l'autre bagay, I don't know. But là mais pas éliminer, ou gen doit prier, mais pendant ce temps on va prier, il faut faire un travail, ou gon responsabilité pour faire un travail tout.
Wow. Thank you, Tanya. Outside it says awareness in actions. I love that. And I can see the awareness because all of us are here. Un paquet haïtien, peut-être quelques autres nations ensemble avec nous, viennent tendre de mental health. Travail a commencé fait. A big kudos to REMART and to everybody sitting here with us. Moi, j'ai un engagement pour nous-mêmes. Kudos to all of us. Moun qui gen 3 questions écrit déjà levé mail parce que nous dit n'a pas question après. OK. Nous besoin connaître nous là ensemble avec. One last question to you, Dr. Tanya, because I love your interventions, all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why do you think mental health stigmas persist, though, in the Black community, and how do these stigmas impact access to care?
Well, it's pretty much similar to what I said with my first question. It's the cultural beliefs. It's the unresolved traumas. It's generational things that's like we don't talk about what happens in the house. You keep everything in. We don't want the neighbors to know. We don't want the churches to know. And those are all the things that's preventing people from going to seek care. When they go to their pastor and they're like, no, that's a demon. That's a spirit. Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. There's a 50-50% chance, right? If you're a believer, well, you can say, you know what, it could be a spirit. However, in addition to that spirit, it could be a chemical imbalance. It could be something. Why not just continue praying and still do and continue to see a professional? But furthermore, just having these conversations and making people comfortable, having that open invitation, just like my colleague here said, if he has a client that usually comes to him and they're really happy, they're usually happy, and they approach him, or they come to the next visit, and they seem off, and their mood is off, or they seem different. You start to investigate. So as a community, we can do the same thing with our friends, with our families. A lot of these things right now, we've been seeing an increasing just occurrences in violence, and it's intimate partner violence. We've been seeing, increased numbers of suicide, even in the Haitian community. And it's unfortunate. And a lot of these things can be prevented if we start to intervene, if we start to work together. It's not about me. It's not about my name. Who cares? It's about what can we prevent? How can we uplift one another without caring about a name, about a title, about a platform? How can we do it without looking for the recognition? It doesn't matter, but the outcome is what matters the absolute most. So we together have to start, like, for example, if you have a friend and a family that you know that could benefit from it, talk to them. Next year when REMART has us again, invite them. When somebody else, there's a lot of organizations out there that have this. Rebati Santé Mentale, Global Innovative Foundation, HANA. There's so many different organizations, and sorry if I didn't mention your organization, but there's so many. The Healers Table recently had something too. So there's so many different organizations that are doing stuff that's providing the information. So it's out there. So we don't necessarily have to stay in the dark, and we don't have to remain ignorant to it anymore. It's happening. We're affected by it. Our jails, yesterday we were doing a symposium. Dr. Leno and I were attending, and we found out that, what did she say? Over 80% of the children that's in the juvenile system are Haitian in Miami-Dade County. What does that say? That's a significant number. That means that we are not doing something right. And when I say we, because back then when I was growing up, it took a village to raise kids, right? We can't do it alone. So now everybody wants the better. You want to compete. My child is a doctor. Your child is a thug. But guess what? You don't know. That doctor may get with that thug later on. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? But if we work together as a community to uplift one another and stop competing and comparing, then the outcomes will be so much better.
Wonderful, wonderful. The last but not least, our Dr. John Cordia. Woohoo! Dr. John Cordia. Mr. Cordia is a board-certified psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner with more than 2 decades of healthcare experience. His work focuses on helping individuals manage depression, anxiety, emotional distress, and other mental health challenges. He is particularly passionate about addressing mental health among men, Haitian men, okay? And encouraging conversation that challenge outdated beliefs about strength and vulnerability. Through his practice, he empowers men to seek support, embrace emotional wellness, and prioritize their mental health without shame or fear. Welcome, Dr. Cordia. Dr. Cordia, why are men often less likely to seek therapy
or mental health treatment?
Very much for that question. Everybody, I am John Cordier again, and it's my pleasure to be here with you. I'll tell you before saying anything that you all look wonderful, right? And give a round of applause for you, right? Now, the other thing I'll say and I'll add is congratulations to our brother here, Dr. Reno. He did a tremendous job by having leaders here. And if you're here with us, it's because you're leaders, right? How many moms that we have here? Quick raise up hand. All right. Happy Haitian Mother's Day. How many fathers we have here? How many fathers? Quickly raise your hand. All right. It looks like we have more single mothers here. Where are you guys? All right. So what I wanted to point out is that we are mothers and fathers. So we are leaders. Everything starts first at the family level, at the family unit. When we're talking about community, we're talking about society, we're talking about a compound of families. You are the structural and functional unit of society. So if at family level we fail to do a great job, no wonder why at community level and at a higher level, societal level, things are not the way they're supposed to be. And we can talk about everything basically when it comes to family level, from finances and health and you name it. And of course, we know that men, as men, we're supposed to be strong, but, you know, I don't think we have more women here than men. By a quick look, I'd say it could be probably a good 60-40 ratio, right? But let's take a quick example that just happened here, right? I did ask how many mothers we have here. What happened? You had the ladies, they are more expressive, they are more likely to come forward to say, hey, I'm a mother, right? And when we ask how many fathers, how many men here? I know you're proud to be fathers, guys. I say this is the highest privilege given to mankind, being a mother or a father, beyond degrees, you know, professional degrees, certificate, you name it. Mothers and fathers, they are really the highest privilege given to mankind. But the reality is that when I did ask the question, how many fathers here? Yes, you did not raise your hand. And this applies also to mental health. This applies to mental illness as a whole and depression, schizophrenia, you name it. So you understand you need a good woman to talk for you. You do need a good woman to talk for you, to really be there in the family, for the family, to make sure that things are taken care of properly, all right? But the reality is, the same woman, mostly they are our first teachers, right? From being a newborn, baby, child, you know, adolescent, I'd say most of the teaching at home, we probably receive it from our mothers. Would you agree to that? So the reality is that there is something that must be done at family level, where basically you have to stop saying to this crying little boy, stop crying, you're a man. Man, don't cry. Man, don't this. Man, don't that. It's just like a sponge, the brain. What you feed the brain at a very early age, when you squeeze that sponge later, this is what you get back. So if you're already telling your men to deny their feelings, deny their emotions, deny expressing the way they feel. I was surprised later, just right here, they could not even say that they're father. Right? So let's take it where it belongs. Let's not go and, chase the goat, when it's already in the wild. Right? So it starts at family level. So I like to say here, I love the way I see the audience here. It's just wonderful. And like I said, I know we're talking to leaders. You're not here to only listen. We're here to continue with a movement to promoting mental health. I'm not talking about mental illness here, right? We're talking about mental health. The same way we're talking about physical or medical health. We are not talking about illness yet. And we don't want to get to the point of illnesses. We want to promote and build good health, from physical health to mental health. And this takes some actions at the family level. With your men, with your daughters, with your sons, to make sure they go see their primary care provider. By the way, I am sorry to say, let me just take the advantage here to greet my fellow colleagues here, my panelists. Right? So you got to take the good habit to go, make sure you go see your primary care providers. That's one thing. The second thing, not only primary care providers, and I wanted to bring this point here. Talking about mental health, we are not referring to mental illness. You have to promote and do things that are consistent and conducive to mental health. My man, my male, my homeboy, sleep hygiene, exercising, your diet, these are very much important if you don't want to talk about mental illness later. The fact we know it, we've seen it again here. You don't come forward because you're being taught to just suppress your emotions. And it's a learned behavior. Now, we'll come about taboo, societal taboo, this, that, but it starts at the family level. Culture is what we agree as a group, is what we do all together as a group. And it starts in the family. So we got to have that family culture of allowing our children and our boys to express themselves and let them know it's not a shame. If you got to feel weak just a little bit, right? Because you raised us to a point that we cannot even feel that we are weak, even when we are in pain. As a man, you will tell us we have to swallow our pain. It's like you're rhyming. But we are in pain. At times we are in pain, but just because we were raised in a certain way, to behave a certain way, to show that we're strong, then we swallow our pain. And it can fire back because we're still in pain. We're not readily expressing it. Hence the reason why at times you might see we're throwing tantrum. We're like big 40, 45, and we become very irritated. Anything you say, we were very sweet, but comes another time, anything you say, we have a tendency to lash out. And you're not paying attention. You're not even seeing the change between the sweet man you used to have and the man that becomes readily angry, dealing with stress, coping with so much, cannot even express himself, let alone right now you're going to tell him to just admit it's depression while you ask him to just be strong. Coming here today, I had an atmospheric depression. A depression come from all the way up there. Rain. And guess what? Everybody in the street, we were slow. We couldn't get where we wanted to go on time. And that's the thing with depression also with men. No matter how strong they are, they become very slow. They cannot do things they were supposed to do, and you can start calling them names, treating them differently, thinking that, oh, they become so lazy. You forget they were doing so well like 6 months ago. So these are things we have to change our mindset, the behavior in the family unit, so that it can be changed at community level. And that at higher level, at societal level, there is a different paradigm so that you can empower us, me, to talk about my feeling, to say I feel down, I don't feel good, and I don't have to hide it, to pretend that I'm strong when I am just a little bit weak. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you, Dr. Cordia. The time, the time is always. But we're gonna keep our promise. And I can only keep my promise with one person, that beautiful lady right there. Thank you, my panelists. Thank you so very much. A round of applause, please. Whoa, it was intensive and beautifully said. So thank you, my dear. If I can get a mic to my dear, beautiful Haitian lady right there.
If you want to ask a question, this mic is for you. Come here. We can see you're walking. Yeah. The way you're
Wow,
walking.
I
Nice.
did tell you she's beautiful.
I am so nervous. Well, thank you, Dr. Renaud, for inviting me. My name is Huguette. I'm a nurse, registered nurse. I'm currently enrolled in psychiatrist, mental health nurse practitioner.
Woo, 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 woo. Smart, beautiful.
Yes. Well, I have all the questions. I wrote it, mother and father. It's so funny you said everything, so I'm not going to get to that. Today I had a breakdown. I was crying, and I wasn't going to be here. Like you said, mental breakdown is not just an illness, it's passing a trauma. 3 years ago, my son, 28 years old, was murdered by a friend. They set him up. Handsome, tall, 6'3", musician, close, passed away. So I'm in women ministry. I was a youth mentor. So sometimes people see me walking, I'm smiling. I'm at work. I work in the OR. But you go to a crisis where it come back. Now, the school is going through a turmoil. So everything that go through it, it bring it back. So I was crying. I was so depressed. And Moses, my youngest, is seeing, it's affecting him now. And he was terrible. And I'm a single parent. The reason why I put father and mother, to answer your question, how do you help ladies with domestic violence? It has to start with fathers. It has to start with mothers. You got to be in your son's life as father to raise him how to treat a queen.
Yep.
A mother has to be in your daughter's life to raise a queen. When you raise that, they know what to expect.
Wow.
Okay? So now, when you have a person going through a domestic violence, they just want to hear you. They don't want your opinion because your opinion hurt. The truth hurt. The best thing you could do is listen. Listen, don't judge, because when you judge, they're not going to come back to you. Okay? So when that woman is going through that, of course they're going to go back because the abuser crushed their self-esteem, so they believe they can't have nobody else but that person. Nobody else will love them, especially if they didn't have a father figure. So they're going to always run back to the 10% of love they had and ignore the 90%. Because that's what they know to hold on. And they don't want nobody else to have that 10% because that's what makes them feel good. Because they didn't know what love is. So when Someone come to you and tell you they're going through something, listen and tell them, I understand. Say, you are beautiful. Start talking positive into them. You're a strong woman. Look how you raised. Start talking. That's all you have to do. Talk positive. Don't say, I told you so. I knew that guy wasn't good for you. He wasn't good for her. You thought he wasn't good, but she thought he was good for him. So your opinion doesn't matter. Okay? So fathers, nowadays people having kids just to have kids. When you have kids, you have a lot of single parents, and that's the product of single parents. So now you need to stop spreading your seed just to spread seed. It don't work like that no more. Put God first. My son, the youngest one, start going through smoking, drinking. He said when he turned 18, that was it. He turned 18, he told me, Mom, coming home late. I told him, no, you're not. He said, watch me, bet. I said, bet, stay where you are. He thought I was lying. I was on call. Oh, God, I was on call. So I told him, you're not coming back. So I kicked him out. I was scared. I had faith. Don't do that. You have to know your children, and you have to have faith. If you don't have faith, don't do that. Don't take my advice. But it worked for me. I told him he's not coming back. I locked the door. I told my other son, Matthew, you open the door, you're going to go out too. He didn't open the door. So he's come knocking, cussing at me. Open the effing door, Mom. Watch. I didn't mind because I'm the mother. Now they're my friend. Trust me, I get down, I dance and everything, but I'm also a parent. What I say is go in my house. So I didn't let him in. So now they call me to go to work. I'm on call. I'm like, oh gosh, now I have to go open the door. So I called the security guard in my gated community. I said, listen, my son, I just kicked him out. He's knocking the door, going crazy. Can you meet me? Because I have to go to work. Can you meet my front door? They meet him. I said, I don't want him in my premises. He needs to leave. So he left 2 weeks. People calling me, nous pas faire la comme ça avec les police pour Timon, no? So fella, me tell you crazy? So my whole family got into me. I'm going to make it fast. My whole family got into me. So guess what? 2 weeks he was out. I told him in order for me to take him back, he has to go to church with me for 30 Sundays. I said, if nothing happened, Moses, you could do whatever you want. In 3 weeks, he was 80%. Until now, he's better. He's much better because I took the initiative to put my foot down. Okay? It first starts with home. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and believe in God. Trust God. Don't go to your friend for everything because not everybody's your friend. Trust God and believe that you could do it. And yes, mental health is not just an illness because I went through it and I'm still going through it. But by the grace of God, I'm making it through. Amen.
Hello. Oh, a round of applause for everybody, including our panelists. Thank you. And thank you, beautiful. I think we come to an end, and thank you, all my panelists, and God bless you.
All right. How do you guys feel after this? We learned a lot of stuff tonight. And one thing is, everything we learned tonight, please put it in application, okay? Put it in application. Thank you again, REMART Medical, Dr. Reno, for putting this in collaboration with Dr. Mary Woodson. Thank you so much for this, because our community needs this more than ever. So thank you so much. And I want to say, guys, we are live on KajouTV with Bobby Bolivar down there. Kajou, thank you so much. And I was sitting next to a young man who usually does live as well, Mr. Patrick Pluvios from Stream Tech. Stand up so you can wave, Mr. Patrick. But you know what really touched me? It's because I asked him, are you live? He's like, no, I'm just here to listen. We need men to come listen to this kind of thing. Thank you so much for being here. So if you have your ticket, your raffle ticket, bring it out because we are going to do a raffle as of now. But remember, there's a different part to this night because we have ta famille Soleil qui pral vi mettre ambiance.
Et artiste pam nan qui c'est Magdi Harmonique. Chérie benyem. Pide lo sous moi benyem. Et regardez, entre Magdi et Tafa, qui est-ce qui prend avant, qui est-ce qui prend comme conclusion, bien collision? Qui est-ce qui pour finir? Tafa qui pour finir? Eh bien, vous voulez Magdi pour finir? Quelle femme da... Tafa gonjan li kon fait ba yo dans finissement. Eh bien, ok. N'a chauffé terrain, mais si a préparé, parce qu'il faut prier en bas. Et Tafa, taf. Et ma fonti pas la Tafa. Et y a font raffole là, gen bay cadeau bay.
All right, so you guys, we have Tafa, we have Magdi in the house, just to improve your mental health a little bit more. But right before, get your ticket for the raffle. The mothers, the Haitian mothers, get your ticket. My mother is in the room tonight. Mommy, can you stand? Where's my mommy? This year it was the best because I get to tell her Happy Mother's Day and she tell me Happy Mother's Day. This is the first time we both are mothers. I appreciate you. My husband, Dr. Dorillas, is in the back with the baby that made me a mother. Can you guys stand up, please? This is how I became a mother. They made me a mother, okay? So we are very appreciative for you. Do we have any of the Haitian Nurses Association people in the house? All right. There's a great organization I got to discover last week. The Healers Table. Can the Healers Table stand up for me, please? The Healers Table. Stand up so you guys people can be seen. This is a group of individuals who came up with a great platform to empower this community. We have one of the best producers in the HMI, Mr. Smitty Etienne. Smitty TV pour moun yo wan Smitty. No shyness. Before video nap gade yo se Smitty fe yo. Bon get ba nou secret, okay? And then we have a gorgeous Ismaili singing for years, but she's not only a singer, but she's a nurse who came up with this idea for the Healers Table. So we have so many great organizations. The secret is put your hands in the pot, okay? Mettez-moi dans pot là. Don't say there's too many organizations, too many people are already doing this. If you cannot collaborate with somebody, start doing something because our community needs it. Too many tragic stories in the news. We can't take any more, okay? We cannot take any more. So please, if you have your raffle, bring it out, hold on to it. Nimwod, my nurse, please come forward. Come help me choose this. All right, we have 4 prizes that are going out. 4 prizes. Okay, shake it. Nimwod, zumet foti shake. We shake, pumun yo wa shake. You gotta shake your whole body, Nimwod. Shake, shake, shake. Hey, there's one on the floor. Pumun yo parele magui, magui. Shake, shake, shake. All right, Nimwod. My former president, Katiana, please, pick one for me, please. Pick one for me. Pick one for me, gorgeous. Pick one for me, please. Those are amazing nurses in our community working hard. You see them everywhere. Pick one for me. All right. You have to be one lucky person tonight to win this. Ticket number. Everybody has their ticket. 53. Wait, sorry, 51. Mdap teste nou. 51309. The last number is 039. 039. The last number. Bon, e moun sak te fe bruit nan mi tan numéro a même. I was just in the middle. 039. That's the final. Nobody? If it's you, come forward. 039. All right, next one. We're not wasting time because we gotta go. All right, 51309. The last number is 121. 121. 121. 121. Anybody has 121? 121. Hey, nous pas besoin de prize. 51309. The last number is 093. 093, 093. Hey, come forward. Hey, one lucky, very beautiful. We have some gift cards from REMART, and Dr. Reno will be handing those out. 093, come forward. All right, pretty, go ahead. You beautiful, rock it, rock it, rock, rock, rock. Hey, oh my gosh, that's my colleague. Oh my gosh. All right, next one, we're giving out 4. The last number is 049. 049. 049. 049. Wow. 049. Avancez, no? Okay, the last number for this one, 001. 001. Hey, she manifested that one. She prayed for it. Hold up, let me see. More to a quarter. Hey, capella. Wow. All right, capella pour your buy premium. Last number 065 066 065 066. Nobody. Okay, pray. 014 014. Magouille. Yo chita nan même banque. Qui bagay ça? Oh no. Di babo? M'konne nou tap di m'di babo. Yeah. Last number 106 106 106 106. Oh, where? From this row? Let me see those tickets. Wait. Wait, 2 people coming forward. Hold up. I knew there was going to be something. 106. Et vous-même? 106 tout? Hey, mettons-la. All right. We have the 4 people. Dr. Reno, the 4 people. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. And, oh, actually, only the ladies won. Oh, I just noticed there's no men up here. Dr. Cordia said maybe the men did not raise their hand. Well, Lina mental health la toujours. Maybe the men won and they didn't even raise their hand. Listen to that. All right, Dr. Reno.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I would like to present these gifts, and it is from the Serious Consulting, who is going to be the lucky winner. Oh, you know what? Maybe yours is bigger. There's a gift card in it. You're smart. And then this one is for you, beautiful, from this year's, okay? Thank you. You're welcome. What else? Quand nous avons un gros jeune, on ne pense pas que c'est le plus gros. Ça a plein de dedans. And then this one is from REMART Medical Center. This is yours. When I give you the gifts, can I please have your ticket? Oh, non, l'autre jour, quand tu as mangé un bébé, on va l'autre monde. And this gift is from the one and only, a special person from Mary Woodson. And I'm going to hand this to this beautiful girl here. Est-ce qu'on dit j'ai blendé?
All right, take your pictures. Give a big clap. Those are the luckiest women in the room tonight. Congratulations, ladies. But we have one more twist. I have a full tuition paid for coming from Palmetto Training Services. You're going to get a full tuition paid for okay. Oh, please tell us about it. Can we give a clap for this beautiful woman right there? She is giving back.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Olyol Lamotte, and I'm from Palmetto Training Services, the original one on 152nd Avenue and US1 in South Dade. I am donating it for CNA school, for the CNA program. Full tuition, and I know I'm all the way down south, so you could take it online. So it's online. So we have the HHA program and the CNA program, both online and hybrid, and this is my gift to my people.
All right, how are we gonna do this? Who's winning this tonight? How are we doing this?
The only thing is, like I tell my students, HHA, CNA, c'est seulement un petit pas. Whoever gets this certificate, they have to promise that they're going to RN, ARNP. We'll try anything hard, but they have to promise me that they're not going to stay at CNA.
All right, anybody want to grab this? How we doing this? How we doing this? Anyone is committed? Oh, a ticket. But what if the person is not committed? I want somebody who wants this. You want the ticket? Because we can get a ticket and the person is not committed to it. So I want somebody who really want this. Anybody who really want this, who feel like this can change your life. Somebody who's committed and serious about this. Yes. So if two people who feel like they want to do this, please come forward. Please come forward. Tuition free to become a CNA, and you can do it online. This doesn't happen anywhere else. All right, you can do it online. Anybody's committed to this? Anyone committed? Anyone want this tuition free? Don't be shy, baby. The way you walking with conviction, honey, the way you are working. Oh, all right. We have two beautiful young ladies. Bisha bare la mare nan même lam gen deux moun lak pral CNA sou nou la.
They made the effort, both of them gets it.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, congratulations. Let me hug. Wow, thank you so much for this. Thank you. Both of them get it. Give them a round of applause for me. Bisha.